Well, back here for part 2 of a tour in St James's in Louth, so we're going to go inside, so let's check it out. You've got some stained glass windows here on the entrance. God be merciful to we are a sinner. I can't make out that. My house shall be your shall be called the house of prayer. And it's like Jesus there whipping the Gentiles, get out of the church. This is a church of prayer, not for selling your items and raising revenue in a church other than praying to the Most High. See these stone effigies on here, very well intricately carved. You got this dashing fellow here, Prince Charming. You got some lady here, she looks a bit French, or higher echelons of society, what a lady in the day. Let's go inside. You got the gift shop on here on the left. We'll sign in. Michael BareFeats and James Grimsby. Amazingly beautiful church. Thank you. Smiley face. You got a medieval, I wouldn't say medieval, it's quite old, probably 300-400 years old. Church of the Virgin Mary, depiction of the Virgin Mary and the Christ. You got this fantastic font here that's been carved out of a single block of marble. There's St John the Baptist there, baptising Christ. You know, dove from above, the sacred vines of illumination. You got the fleur-de-lis here, that's so prevalent throughout Christianity and a symbol for the Virgin Mary. You've got this depiction here of Adam and Eve and the tree of knowledge and the forbidden fruit. There's Satan there. So technically, if Adam and Eve didn't eat off the tree of knowledge, they'd have remained dumb. Maybe. There's some like sacred vine, a fleur-de-lis again. You've got a depiction of Noah's Ark. Fleur-de-lis again, and then the baptism, the crucifixion rather, of Christ and Mary and St John. You've got the old original church here with medieval doors. The original doors. The fantastic stained glass windows above it. Wow, look at the sacred geometry involved in the ceiling. Such tall archways constructed by giants. Maybe for giants to walk through, and there was giants in them days and days after that. These medieval doors are fantastic. I was a young lad when they was carved out. Amazing. So intricate detailing. So there's solar worship there. I think that's the Yorkshire Rose, the Tudor Rose. Got this interesting sculpture here. So it's a war memorial. Oh, Memorial of William Allison. Or it has to be. A demi-angel. Inclusion of a small demi-angel. The line of Tudor roses forming. What's a demi-angel? I've never heard of that. Anyone in the chat and comments want to refer to what a demi-angel is? I'd be happy to hear that. More stained glass windows. He stood by them under the tree. She cast a child under one of the shrubs. Isaac went out to meditate. A lot of people do reference meditation with Eastern mysticism, but meditation's a big part of Christianity as well. You've got this stained glass window. There's a lovely little cafe here at St James's as well for any visitors that are more than welcome to come visit. That's Cain and Abel up there. So these are Old Testament illustrations in the stained glass windows. Some fantastic drawings here. There's a Louth cross, so evidence of a church in the 900s, the 10th century AD. Oh wow! Look at this smaller scale St James's Church. It looks like in cast iron. It's like a replica. Yeah, actually a smaller scale of the design of the church. Fantastic artwork, some matchsticks. Right, this old St James the Bible, probably from Victorian days, I believe. And an older one. Pretty old. So you got New World International version Bibles. Each translation does get a little bit lost in translation. So this there's some serious information boards going on here. Packed with knowledge and information about the church and the happenings of times of the antiquity in Britain. There's a part of the Louth cross there that was in there from the 10th century. So there was an earlier church here. They're saying about 900, 700 AD, but I do think it's 970. Yeah, I do believe it's up to the 5th century. You've got some of the graffiti here. It's medieval graffiti, some of the oldest in Lincolnshire, here in Lincoln Cathedral. And Louth here, yeah. So there's some of the oldest in Lincolnshire here and at Lincoln Cathedral. So, what have we done on here? We've done Marsh Chapel. That's the only one so far that we've done. And now St James's in Louth. Take that then, brochures. So, doing that. Some structured designs there, blueprints of the church, the spire and the tower. So here we go. So St James's is the highest church, the medieval steeple. So it's the highest church, the third highest in England, in Britain. We've got a Louth imp there, the Lincoln imp and the Louth imp. And these little satanic creatures running around in English folklore. Bishop Thomas Cramer, heard of him many times. Part of the Lincolnshire Risings, the start of the English Civil War. You've got my ancient ancestor there, Queen Elizabeth I. So Genesis chapter 12, verse 1. Those details in these. You got Jacob's pillar there, and Jacob's ladder, Jacob's stone as well. So Jacob here sleeping, and he seen in his dream he dreamt of angels ascending and descending from heaven on a ladder, like got no mythology, sleeping on a stone, which is Jacob's stone, or the stone of Scone, the stone of destiny, which was in Westminster Abbey for like 700 years. That was stolen from the Scots. In Edward Longshanks, he stole the stone from Scotland, and he put it in, housed it in Westminster Abbey until the 1950, one Christmas, some Scottish students retrieved the stone and stole it for themselves and took it back to Scotland. It's quite a mystery. It's been replaced. The original, where is it? That's another video in its own entirely. Yeah, I've got Joseph the Dreamer here. So Joseph the Dreamer, he had a series of dreams. We have mentioned on that in my earlier podcast where I was talking about, let's talk about dreams. And I was talking about Joseph, where he had a series of dreams. When he was younger, he dreamt that his corn was in the middle and all the corn around it would bow down. So he'd said to his father and his brothers that all the wheat was bowing down to him. And Joseph, being the favourite son, his brothers was very jealous and they hated Joseph. So it was like, we're not bowing down to you, Joseph. So they chucked him down a well, beat him up, and he got sold into slavery and taken all the way to Egypt, where he became like a slave for the Pharaoh. And then the Pharaoh's wife, she lied and said that he was coming on to her. So he got thrown in jail. And then two of his cellmates, one used to be a cupbearer for the Pharaoh and one was a baker. So the cupbearer was having dreams and the baker was having dreams. And he said to the cupbearer, you're going to get out of this prison cell and you'll get your job back serving wine to Pharaoh. And the baker's dreams he was having, I think it's like crows pecking his bread, and he said, oh, unfortunately you're going to die in 3 days and you'll have to be decapitated, which happened. The cupbearer got out, and then the Pharaoh started having dreams. And then Joseph said to the cupbearer, when you get out, mention that it was me that told you these dreams, and if you get out, tell him that it was me. And he got out, but the water bearer, the cupbearer, he didn't tell anyone and he forgot. So the Pharaoh kept having a lot of dreams, and he was racked with all these dreams. What do they mean? He kept having the same dream over and over and over again. And the cupbearer was like, oh, I know Joseph. I was he's in prison. He could decipher your dreams and tell you what's happening. So he summoned Joseph immediately. And he said, oh, so he listened to the Pharaoh's dreams. He said, oh, you're going to have 7 years of good harvest, and then you're going to have 7 years of bad harvest, but everyone's going to like die and perish in the famine. So during the 7 years of the good harvest, after Joseph's advice and his dream depictions and translations, they saved up as much crops and corn to be ready for the famine, and Joseph saved the day. And then several years later, with Joseph becoming very popular and he ran the empire there, Joseph's brothers came and they see Joseph, who's such a valiant gentleman, and they all bowed down to him. It was quite a remarkable story. I'm sorry I'm for rambling there, but I do love the story about Joseph, the dreamer. Do you think that is the Ark of the Covenant there, being carried? Just look like, yeah, the Ark of the Covenant being carried. I'm not sure if that's Gabriel, the angel. And this one, the glory of God, in memory of others, in memory of people, 1886. So, this is Moses. I think there's Moses in the basket there. And, yeah, a depiction of Moses. And then he's got the 10 Commandments in the right-hand side.
Can I just interrupt you, because I'm the guide on duty at the moment.
I love.
I don't know if you realise or whether you've read it anywhere, but all the windows are put in mid-19th century and later.
Yes, they look like Victorian days.
Yeah, that's right. So all these windows are Old Testament stories.
Oh, I thought they was. They looked Old Testament.
Yeah, so if you start right in the far corner, you can't get into it actually. It's in the choir vestry, but it starts with Adam and Eve up there, goes all the way down here, all the way back.
So these are Moses here then, is it?
Sorry?
Moses?
Probably.
The prophet Musa?
Yeah, Moses.
I've just talked about Joseph the Dreamer and his fantastic story.
So, and that size.
Do you know why there's two fonts? Because I've seen this one. This has got a big crack in this one.
Ah, well, that's not a crack.
Not a crack?
No, I think it was taken out in the mid-19th century when the whole church was reordered, really.
Would that have been James Fowler then? Because I know he's quite prevalent in restoring a lot of churches.
Yes. So that went out, and the font at the back.
Right, the marble one.
Yeah.
So.
And this one was then found in a garden down Westgate, possibly the rectory, but I don't know.
Oh.
But I think if you look, this was actually split in the middle.
Not to transport, out, maybe.
Yeah, for straps to put on to take it out.
Wow.
And that was put back.
It had been very heavy.
Oh, absolutely. Well, but this is probably the original medieval font. You can still see the traces of the red paint inside. And if you go right down to the end to the display cabinet, there's the, the stone, the remains of the Anglo-Saxon.
Yes, I've seen that, because I have seen that the church is like an older site from like the 8th century, but I do actually think some of it's pushing 1500 years old, just around the time when the Romans did leave.
Well, I mean, there's not been much about Romans until fairly recently, and there's been quite a lot of archaeology done locally.
So they would have been ripped down.
About. And then there's the old cemetery, St Mary's Cemetery, that way, up the hill to Grimsby.
Is that Fotherby?
No. You know the road up to Grimsby?
Yes.
You come out, you come past Beaumont's, and there's a little car park
on the
left. Well, if you go through there, that's what's the old cemetery.
Oh, yeah.
And they've got all the tombstones around the edge. But that was the old St Mary's Cemetery. Whether the St Mary's
Church
Athelherd
now? Is it St Athelherd or Athelwerd?
No. St Athelherd's is the Greek Orthodox, I think.
All right. Isn't that at the cemetery as well?
No, that's at the new cemetery.
Oh, the new one.
Yeah,
okay.
no, that's the old cem.
Right.
Way.
Okay.
When that was full, William Brown, who painted the panorama from the top of the spire.
Was that who did the graffiti in this church as well? William Brown? Is it William
No, he
Brown?
didn't do it. No,
Oh,
I mean,
no.
graffiti is
Oh,
just
no.
graffiti.
That was William Hayes.
Oh, William Hayes. Oh, yeah. Okay. I've seen some of the graffiti, the medieval graffiti.
Yeah, that's. I mean, we've got a booklet on that if you're interested.
Right, yeah.
There's a booklet on that. But no, William Brown, who did the Louth panorama, which is a 360-degree painting from the spire.
Oh,
view from
wow.
the spire. So if you've got time, go into the museum and look at that.
So,
that's not the original; it's a copy. But you can get right up to it and look at it properly.
Oh, I'll have a look. But we're off upstairs as well soon. Is it still open?
Are you going up the spire?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
Yeah.
When was the last time you went up there? There's a lot of steps, I hear. 199 steps.
Oh, still the same number.
So, yeah.
I think. I don't
Have you worked here as a guide for long?
Oh, quite a long time.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you lived locally in Louth?
Yes.
Yeah, such a lovely market town, packed with lots of history.
We love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where are you from?
From Grimsby, and it's not as vibrant there as it is here. There's a lot of shops shut. No one goes to church hardly anymore.
Well, I don't think anybody comes to church hardly here. But
there's a lot of visitors though, which is good though.
Yeah.
It is good.
But that's it.
No, I think COVID scared a lot of people.
Well, to be honest, we've got a lot more visitors here since then.
Oh, right,
You know, all the guides say we used to sit here for an afternoon and perhaps 3 or 4 people would come in.
Oh, no.
Got people all the time.
Yeah, I know a lot of people have started visiting areas now and going out for walks and stuff after lockdown. So
you know, I think people are still a bit wary about going abroad and that sort of thing.
Oh, thank you for your time. I'm on YouTube, BareFeats.
Well, I saw you outside with no shoes on.
Yeah, I walk all around churches and cathedrals barefoot.
Barefoot.
Yeah.
Right. I used to run barefoot across the town because I was late home for curfew when I was 14.
I ran the Grimsby Marathon Bigfoot once as my moment of fame. Thank you.
Right, my pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you. Enjoy your day. So Old Testament, and I think that's Moses as well, with the Ark of the Covenant there. And he used to eat manna, what was in the desert, that kept him survived. A lot of people don't know what manna is. Was it mushrooms or something? Got an angel playing like a medieval guitar, what that would have been, I don't know. Got some sacred vine here. There's that I think that is Joseph and Mary and baby Jesus. Jesus of Nazareth, yeah. It's like Joseph was a carpenter, so was Jesus. The clerical offices. Pictures of Jesus, that Luke and John. Another depiction of Jesus up there. And these like lovely medieval looking sculptures of angels. High five! They're nice. My poor Borat impression. You got Virgin Mary, she breastfeeding there. See, breastfeeding is one of the most natural things for a mother to do, and nowadays we don't like doing that. We like to give babies bottled milk or powdered milk, rip the baby away from the mother's bosom, which does create a massive rise in postnatal depression and mothers rejecting the children, which is very sad. So please, mothers, breastfeed your babies more. Don't be trusted into these material products. They're not healthy for your child. Your child needs them nutrients and goodness. Some nice music on there, classical era. And we have Jesus Christ over there. My Lord. There's his disciples there, Matthew, Luke, St. John, and Mark. Fantastic marble sculptures and the surrounding detail. You got angels there with the St. George's cross. That's prevalent here for England. You got Christ's crucifixion. Got all these stained glass windows at the top. At the resurrection. So you look at that medieval doorway up there. So you had another entrance there, going up spiral staircase for archery slots. Medieval archers, even one, there's two inside firing away, so they would have been locked in there. If anyone was in the church in medieval times invading the place, there's still defence mechanisms in place, and they would have run up and down, in and out of the church. Wow, look at this. That's got to be the oldest travel chest I have ever seen. This would have been housed your Lord's jewels, his crowns, his valuables of the day, possibly banking ledgers and gold coins and silver coins. They would have been transported around the country on a horse and cart in the day. Wow. That would have been heavy in its day as well. Two men either side. Fantastic. You got another separate prayer. This is St. Stephen's Chapel sanctuary there. You've got some sorry. You got some I'll edit that out, so you got this very antique dresser drawers. The carving in that, now used for lamp oil, sadly. Don't keep stuff there. That's the Tudor house. That might be William the Fourth, maybe. I don't know.
Something to do with the
Tudor rose, that is. I recognise the Tudor, yeah, the War of the Roses and the Plantagenets. You got a medieval cross here, some serious depictions of sacred geometry, a depiction of Christ there. Got Mary Magdalene there, his blessing. It looks like he's a bit upset. Is that Mary? Mary was Jesus' closest disciple, Mary Magdalene. Here, these are more, so you got your Old Testament over yonder. These ones are depicting the New Testament illustrations of the church. So we've got this in the middle illustration there. You've got this rabbi with his 12 precious jewels and crystals representing the 12 tribes of Israel. Each precious stone signifies a certain like prestige characteristic and protection and so forth. I think that is yeah, that's Christ and St. John the Baptist baptizing Jesus, Jesus, or the prophet Isa, all the same one. Oh wow, so we've mentioned in our previous videos many times the gentleman James Fowler. There he is, he's got his a remembrance here and a sculpture of his head, who's restored so many churches across Lincolnshire. Apparently he ripped up all the original pews and seating areas, so all these Victorian benches that we see in churches, James Fowler ripped out the originals and put in these monstrosities, which I'd have loved to have seen the church in its originality. Even though James Fowler did do some great work restoring churches, but there's I'm hearing some tales that he wasn't quite the marvellous gentleman that's once portrayed. There's that depiction of Emmanuel, God with us, unto us a son is much, a Saviour which is Christ the Lord. Another depiction of Christ, the birth of Christ. Fantastic detail. St. Stephen's Chapel, please set apart for quiet reflection and prayer. Got the Lamb of Christ up there. Oh wow, look at this. You got your lectern here. Wow. Yeah, lectern hearing the word of God. Word of God. Whoops. So your fathers and reverends giving out sermons to the parishioners, visitors from all around like Lincolnshire that would have came here on pilgrimage and have been stood up here giving stories and tales out of the Bible and verses. Oh, some amazing soundtrack here today in St. James in Louth. You got this very old like Welsh dresser kind of design and a knitted version of St. James's keeping him warm in the winter. Oh, little St. James. Little St. James is part of the Jeffrey Epstein Island. We'll have none of that. You got Christ there, he's had his fingers broken. You got this angel here with the Lincolnshire shield, the fleur-de-lis, and the St. George's cross. Very like we caught him by the feet. This is like why I know barefoot walking and being barefoot is it's quite a remarkable subject. One that fascinates me, the spirituality behind barefoot walking, and especially being barefoot in a church. I'm the only one here today that is barefoot, probably from the last few hundred years. I will be the first person, I'll claim this right, I will be the first person to go up these spiral staircases on top of St. James's. I'll be the first person in modern history for a long, long time to go up it barefoot, which is quite a remarkable feat for BareFeats. This is why we're called BareFeats. Oh, he looks like he's got the world on his shoulders. He's got two medieval doors. He's like, gosh, Struth there, I wouldn't like to carry them doors up my back. It'd be like my back's bloody hammered. A lot of Victorian, all these was done in Victorian days then, so they would have been smashed probably during the English Civil War. There's St. John as well, the Baptist. Looks like he's got horns, but I don't think horns, maybe horns of illumination. You got St. Andrew's cross there. See all these prayer cushions there for people kneeling on. This is about Joseph as well. Benjamin wept upon his neck. And we'll go see if we can get the the shroud of Turin, when Christ was crucified and he resurrected after he was wrapped in like a shroud, which is apparently the original one is in a museum somewhere. Getting in here. So the lady that told us, oh yeah, so there's Adam and Eve there, that Cain and Abel. So Cain was the first sinner because he killed his brother Abel. I'm not sure what these Joshua, can't make out that was. Jonathan, that's like some kind of medieval knights. There's the scales of justice there. There's like angel is there. Martin, Jonathan, I just think, I don't know. Offered burnt offerings, angels of God. Some depiction there. I think Noah's Ark. The Great Flood. And these are extremely old. Some of these don't really like walking on these. Oh, can't be out. Some medieval graffiti on there. So we'll wrap it up there for part 2. Hope you enjoyed the part 2. Come round here. So we're in the cafe there. Don't want to get anybody in the shop. So yeah, we'll wrap it up for the end. That was the end of part 2. Hope you enjoyed part 2. It's magnificent. Like all the detail in here. You could actually do several videos on each window, really, and the sculptures and ancient medieval graffiti. There's just so much going on for your eyes and your brain. I'm trying to fit it all in for you guys at home and viewers. So please respect the medieval marvels here. So we're all going to wrap it up here. So we're going to go upstairs for the first ever time. We're going to do a part 3. We're going to go up these medieval stairs and see the skyline of Louth, the historic market town of Louth. So we'll wrap it up there. Remember to take care of yourselves and each other. God bless.